Hey everyone, I've noticed that many of you are enjoying my content but haven't hit the subscribe button yet. Subscribing is completely free, it doesn't cost a thing. If you like what you see and want to support me, just click that subscribe button. It means so much to me and helps me keep creating the content you love. Thank you for being here. At a railway station in a bustling city, there lived a beggar. He survived by asking for alms from passengers on the trains that stopped there. One day while begging, he noticed a tall, well-dressed man. The beggar thought, "This man looks wealthy. If I ask him for money, he'll surely give me a good amount." He approached the man and began pleading for help. The tall man looked at him and said, "You're always asking from others, but have you ever given anything to anyone?" The beggar replied, "Sir, I'm just a beggar. I have nothing to give. How can I give when I have nothing?" The tall man responded, "If you can't give, then you have no right to ask. I'm a businessman, and I believe in give and take. If you have something to offer me, only then will I give you something in return." With that, the man boarded the train and left. The beggar sat there, deep in thought, reflecting on the man's words. They struck a chord in his heart. He wondered, maybe I don't receive much because I never give anything in return. But I'm just a beggar. What could I possibly give? After much contemplation, he decided that from then on, he would give something in return to anyone who gave him money. But a question lingered. What can a beggar like me offer? For 2 days, he couldn't find an answer. On the third day, as he sat near the station, he noticed flowers blooming on nearby plants. An idea came to him. Why not give flowers to people in return for their kindness? He liked the idea and picked a few flowers. That day, when he begged on the train, he handed flowers to everyone who gave him money. People appreciated the gesture and happily accepted the flowers. From then on, the beggar began picking flowers every morning and giving them to those who helped him. He noticed that more people started giving him money. However, when he ran out of flowers, fewer people offered him alms. One day, while begging on the train, he saw the same tall man who had inspired him. The beggar immediately approached him and said, "Today I have something to give you. Please give me money, and in return, I'll give you these flowers." The man smiled, handed him some money, and accepted the flowers. He said, "Wonderful. You've become a businessman like me." The man took the flowers and left. Once again, his words resonated with the beggar. The beggar realized that the key to changing his life was now in his hands. He stepped off the train, looked up at the sky, and shouted, "I'm not a beggar anymore. I'm a businessman. I can become rich." People around him thought he had lost his mind, but the beggar was determined. 6 months later, at the same station, 2 well-dressed men were traveling. One of them recognized the other and extended his hand for a handshake. "Do you remember me?" the first man asked. "No, I don't think we've met before," replied the second man. The first man smiled and said, "We've met twice before. Don't you remember the beggar you once spoke to?" Surprised, the second man said, "Oh yes, you're the beggar I once refused to give money to. And the second time, I bought flowers from you. But now you're dressed so well. What are you doing?" The first man replied, "Yes, I was that beggar, but today I'm a successful flower merchant. I'm on my way to another city for business." He continued, "You taught me an important life lesson. We only receive when we give. That rule changed my life. I realized I wasn't just a beggar. I was always a businessman, but I didn't see myself that way. People weren't giving me money out of pity. They were paying for the flowers I gave them. I used the money I earned to buy more flowers and became a merchant. Today I run a large flower business, all thanks to the lesson you taught me." Both men smiled and continued their journey. This story teaches us a profound lesson about the power of self-perception and the universal law of giving and receiving. Often we limit ourselves by believing we're incapable or unworthy of success, just as the beggar once saw himself as nothing more than a beggar. True transformation begins with a shift in mindset. When we focus not just on taking, but also on giving, whether through kindness, effort, or value, we open doors to opportunities and growth. The principle of give and take isn't just a business rule, it's a life philosophy that fosters mutual benefit and prosperity. Success is deeply tied to how we see ourselves. If we view ourselves as small or insignificant, others will too. But when we believe in our potential and take bold steps to act on it, the world responds in kind. The beggar's journey from poverty to becoming a successful businessman reminds us that no dream is too big and no situation is too hopeless. If we dare to think differently, act boldly, and believe in our ability to rise above our circumstances,